Score Big is the leading online marketplace for tickets to sports, concerts, theater, and family events.
Score Big allows you to purchase last-minute tickets to sold-out events. Also, the latest on sales of popular artists, teams, and productions. They'll get you in.
They safeguard your transaction with a 100% money-back guarantee under a secure checkout with interactive seat maps to guide your purchase.
And whether it's an Atlanta Braves game, Metallica concert, or a WWE event, they've got you covered.
Book your seats now at tinyurl.com/P3events.
That's tinyurl.com/P3events.
Welcome to P3 Radio.
The monkey only dances as good as the guy grinding the organ handle.
Demolition! We're coming for you, baby!
That was my moment of I carried a watermelon.
And if you're going to call me back tomorrow, whatever, I'll give you.
You better believe I took my turn a little bit.
What?
Cool story, bro.
PG3 Radio.
Here's your host, Josh Friday.
Ladies and gentlemen, next up we have Crying Little Blind Children.
Richard Mullican.
I don't know. Is this making any sense to anybody out there?
It's showtime! It's showtime! It's showtime!
Hello, everyone, and welcome once again to another episode of P3 Radio. I'm Richard Mullican, joined by my co-host and best friend, Josh Briley. Say hey, Josh.
How's it going, everybody? This week is a week of reflection, a week of looking back.
Looking back.
Back into the archives.
All the way back to somewhere in 37 weeks ago.
I think it was honestly about 4 weeks ago.
Yeah, maybe. So what we're doing this week is sometimes the internet isn't privy to everything that we record.
God almighty, I hope not.
So what we do is we sit down in front. This is why we could never do live radio, by the way, Josh, is because we sit down in front of a computer and we talk. And I just hit my microphone. Sorry. We sit down in front of a computer and we talk for, 4 or 5 hours sometimes. And, excuse me, a little burping there. And
sounds like a demon's coming out.
So we sit down and we talk to a computer for like 4 hours. And then I go back and I Frankenstein and cut and paste and cut and paste and cut and paste. Thank God we do, because there are times that there are things said that would probably get us in some hot water, right?
Maybe even like legal channels, legal action. I mean, you talked about destroying a bathroom or something.
Yeah, I mean, I shouldn't ever. That place is now a sheriff's department.
Like, that damn hinge ain't working right. I'm gonna sue his ass.
That ain't never gonna be right. And when Officer Paul comes in here to take his morning shit, he ain't ever gonna be happy. Because it's wide open and it just won't hook to that ceiling tile like it should. No, basically we edit through whatever you don't hear. So like the show you hear, sadly, is the best version of us.
It's like the best of bread.
Yeah.
It's like 5 songs, not very long, and it's just it's like a bottle rocket. Pop. And it's done.
And that's it. That's bread is done. So that's the stupidest
I thought
thing I've
forever
ever
that
said.
was their only album, The Best of Bread.
The best of bread.
That was it.
I mean, that would be a cool
Did they
thing
even
to
have
do.
like an album?
That would
I
be a
thought
cool
that-
thing to do, like the best, like you're a band. and
Come
your
out with
first
the best
album,
of.
Yeah,
That'd be
is
awesome.
it's like P3 Radio, the best of album, and it's your debut album. That, I mean, it might get people to go, hey, maybe every song on here is a hit.
That's ingenious. Is that even a thing?
I don't know.
Like podcasters, do they release albums and stuff like that?
Well, where we release is on SoundCloud, and it goes through SoundCloud to iTunes and all the podcast apps and whatnot. So yeah, if you get on SoundCloud. If you get on SoundCloud, you have a bunch of artists on there trying to peddle their wares, like basically a music flea market. So yeah, I mean, that would be a great idea for them to do. the best of. I mean, it's like Judah Freelander going, "I'm the world champ." You know, it's kind of a lot like that. You know, if you just said, "This is the best of my album," but anyways, we digress. What you're going to hear this week is what me and Josh have found in our archives, and mostly this episode is just going to be one show that we found. And what we did a couple weeks back, we took some of the stuff from this show, and we put it on a podcast that was running a little short, just to give it a little filler. So what happened was we ended up with all of this extra stuff that, you know, when I
kind of
listen,
like we snipped off the foreskin and we just made it work right.
yeah,
And then we got all this other cock meat left. We got to do something with it.
So yeah, basically we have all of this stuff here. The reason we didn't release this before, Josh, and you could probably, you know, attest to this, was when we listened to it the first time. You know, we recorded this at some point at night, and it was after recording for a long time, and we were both, for lack of a better word, tired.
I was real tired.
We were
that
very
night.
tired that night. And as you can hear probably when this thing starts, we were tired. You could hear it in our voice. We were very, very tired. So I was like, yeah, we don't probably need to put us on a podcast with us both being tired like this. So it stayed in our archives probably since way before we had the studio, I'm pretty sure.
I'm thinking it happens at some point, like near the end of when you were staying at your other house. And
Yeah.
we were recording like literally on the sofa.
Yeah.
Like we'd put the little table in front of the sofa with the computer on it, and there we went.
Yeah, and we basically started recording this show right before the new year. So in our studio. So we've been in this studio for 5 months. So this footage is about 5 months old. We don't talk about anything that's dated, so don't worry about that. We just share some stories. And one thing you're going to hear on this, Josh, well, everybody else,
Just
you know,
me. Just me.
Josh is going to
Everybody
be the one
else, go the
listening.
fuck away.
Yeah.
Go listen
Stop
to
listening.
something else.
Stop listening right now. This is a private conversation. No, one thing you're going to hear is a story we tell about a classmate that I had named Scotty. And that's going to be about 5-6 minutes in. And that's pretty much what won us over on this. We're like, we got to release this. So that's what we're going to do right now. We're going to play that audio. And like I said, you probably notice that we are very tired in this episode. And there's a reason, because we had been up all day.
You know, to be fair, honestly, it was probably on a Saturday.
It was.
And, you know, I had been up since 5 o'clock that previous morning. You
Yep.
know what I mean?
And
it's-
sometimes you get delirious when that happens, and you can't say things.
Yeah.
You can't say
almost like a stroke-like speech.
Yeah. I mean, and that's just science. Just look it up, people. Google it.
We were actually on a podcast last week with a legit doctor. He would inform you. Just
Yeah.
email him, Dr. Steve.
Yep, Dr. Steve.
Slur speech.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, let's take a quick commercial, and then what we'll do is we'll come back from that commercial break, and we'll go right into that show. So everything you hear after this commercial break will be from a show a couple months back, probably 6 months ago. But it's very good stuff. It's entertaining. And just know that we were very tired at the time. Very tired. So, Josh, who are we going to hear from this week?
The Very Tired Boys.
No. What? This isn't a test, okay? You don't have to. You said tired. No. What sponsor are we going to hear from right now?
Well, I mean, as much as we've talked about being tired and whatnot, I mean, we ought to get Casper Mattress on the line. But until that happens, I mean, maybe we could go with the Wine of the Month Club.
When you go shopping for wine, do you look at the labels? Do you stare at the price and wonder if the wine is worth the expensive tag? Well, stop it, because Wine of the Month Club has you covered. Every month, Wine of the Month Club is going to send you 2 bottles of high-quality wine right to your front door.
And what better way to say I'm thinking of you than a subscription to the original Wine of the Month Club for a friend or a sweetheart. Each month they'll be reminded of your thoughtfulness and will receive the monthly wine letter and newsletter binder. Recipes, wine knowledge, and great wine, and the opportunity to get more of their favorites is at hand. Give with confidence and joy, knowing that you're a part of the original Wine of the Month Club.
By the way, there are no dues, no fees, no hidden charges. Cancel anytime with no obligation. Just pay no more than $23.96 plus shipping for 2 great bottles of wine. Go there now. Sign up by visiting our link, tinyurl.com/P3wine. That's tinyurl.com/P3wine. The Wine of the Month Club, the original wine club since 1972.
Florida Ticket Station. Your one-stop shop for discounted tickets on all of Orlando's best theme parks. All of Orlando's local attractions. All of Orlando's events. All of Orlando's local attractions. And so much more. They offer affordable tickets to Disney World, Mickey Mouse, Universal Studios, SeaWorld, Legoland, everything is awesome, Busch Gardens, I don't know what that is, and so much more.
But seriously, Josh, they are licensed and insured with the state of Florida. So you can rest assured that your reservations are valid. Summer's coming and vacation time's right around the corner. So go to tinyurl.com/P3Florida and book your Orlando vacation today. tinyurl.com/P3Florida.
P3 Florida.
Welcome back to more P3 Radio.
All right, so I will ask this question, but I will tell you the story before I forget it, and then you can answer it. What was one of the things that you remember about bathrooms or something that, even in school, that made you laugh in a bathroom? All right, so that being said, there was this camp counselor bounced in every day. You look at our wieners. Gotta inspect wieners. Nope. No. So one day we were in weightlifting class, and this kid comes in. He's a couple years younger than me. This is in high school where you could be in a class younger than your fellow classmates or older than your fellow classmates. Well, he comes in and he goes, "Hey, Richard, go check out what I wrote on the third stall." I was like, what? What do you mean? Go check out what I wrote down. It's hilarious. Well, normally, that last story I told about how I helped destroy a bathroom at my middle school will not back my history up, but normally I'm not big on vandalism. But he oversold it. He was like, you got to go see what I wrote on that third stall. Go see. It's hilarious. All right. Hey, Coach, can I get a pass to the bathroom? Yeah, go ahead. So go into the bathroom. Now, these bathroom stalls don't have doors. I think our high school was pretty much the same when you were there and I'm there. The bathroom stalls don't have doors. Men's room just doesn't have them. So I go to the bathroom. I'm looking. I start counting. First stall. Second stall. And I get to the third stall and I turn to go into the third stall to see what this fellow classmate has wrote on the back wall. And when I turn, there's a kid holding his dick trying to take a shit. And apparently I'm not the only one that he got. So when I turn the stall, there's this kid looking all vulnerable. And like doing the weenie tuck, like holding it like, oh God. So apparently, like, I kind of laughed immediately. And I walked back in. I was like, dude, what was that? And he's like, yeah, you looked at the third stall, didn't you? Like one of like 8 people that he got. So this poor kid that was just trying to take a dump at school, which is already stressful. Trying to take a dump at school is one of the most stressful things a kid can do. But he was already trying to do that in a stressful environment. And he's had like 8 people come in. I had a buddy that was in his class in the same building, and he said, hey, man, what's wrong? He's like, dude, I tried to take a shit, and all these people come looking at me. Did you ever have anything like that happen in a bathroom? Or did you ever have anything where you were like making fun of somebody in a bathroom?
Dude, a few times. I think one of the most just impactful things as far as something like that goes. I remember, being in kindergarten and first grade and stuff like that, you're just really not used to being around other people, in a bathroom. Like if you wouldn't, you know how it is when you finally get out in the world and see how things really are. It's crazy. I remember maybe kindergarten. We'd go in the bathroom, and there was always, a friend or whatever to point out the obvious, but super funny. The bare ass pissers were the ones that
I was
just
hoping that was where you're going.
I'm talking about. I would stop what I was doing and just look and giggle my ass off. Point, everything. It didn't matter because that was funny.
Why is it that was a thing? That's still a thing for most boys. And if you're a female listening to this podcast, God bless you, but you're alone. Most men have this thing that they go through when they were younger where they go to pee. And they can't pee by just pulling their little willy out and pissing. They have to pull their pants down. So they pull their pants down to around like mid-calf.
Nope. This one guy, every time, ankles, bare ass, everything showing. This guy, he's 5 feet from the urinal. Whoop, letting it freaking. I mean, it's like Isaiah Thomas shooting threes. Just whoop, had a big old, arch to it.
Yeah.
He was
really arcing the
arcing the pee. I had a buddy, he could pee on one side of the car and actually make it go over the car and hit somebody on the other side. Do you know that?
Oh, I mean, that's a talent.
It's super talent.
He was all
super
state his
talent.
second year in high school. He was impressive. I don't know.
The bare ass pissers, and
Didn't you say one time that y'all reenacted a Forrest Gump scene? The stall's taken. Stall's taken. Can't shit here. You told me that one time.
Me and McCaskill, we would like goof like that, but never really happened. But like what I was going for was I don't know if we can talk about this.
Yeah, go ahead. Why not? Go ahead.
Well, there was this guy one time. He was like, one of the super badasses. You know what I mean? Like, whenever you're in grade school, you know who they are.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to mess with so and so. He'll whip your ass real good. Blah blah blah. Well, me and a buddy of mine, we went to the bathroom, and like you were saying, and JB Young, for some reason, one of the doors was broke or something.
Yeah.
And there, the second grade's resident badass sit on the shitter, pants around his ankles, and the buddy of mine, he's standing right beside this dude in the stall. And I walk up on it, and I'm just looking like, what the hell is going on? And this guy, I'll say his real name. His name was Trevor.
His name was Trevor.
Yeah.
Trevor's looking down at his britches around his ankles, and there's a big old doo-doo streak. He had shit his pants, pretty much, right? Well, he's busy telling my buddy how he better not ever tell anybody that he's seen this, right?
This seems familiar.
And I walk in. I walk in on it or whatever.
Tell anybody.
And Trevor's pointing down at the turd-ridden underwear, right? And he's looking up at old dude. Then he looks at me. It's like, y'all better not ever tell nobody you seen this. He's like, you understand? Me and old dude were like, yeah. Told everybody.
Oh, if he hears this, he's going to be pissed.
Hey, screw you, Trevor. I'm telling you now.
You know what? Like, now that you say that, I think we all had that kid in school that used to just shit pants. And you put your drink right here. It's cool.
It's empty. It doesn't matter.
We all had that kid in school that used to just crap his pants. He used to just crap his pants, and you didn't know what to do, or you just felt bad for the kid, really. But you just felt bad for the kid, really. But we had this one kid when I was at like first, second grade. His name was Scotty. And Scotty had a problem with crapping his pants. Like, it was like an everyday occurrence, sadly. And I remember there was this one time where the straw had broken the camel's back. And by straw, I mean Scotty had shit his pants one too many times. Where they were like, you gonna have to find a home for him or something if he keeps doing this. So I remember there was this one day where...
You ever got DHS called to you because your son keeps shitting his pants? I have. Okay.
And that was Scotty talking. He was like 8. But no, there was one day, this was back when we had the old school playground. We didn't have the, sophisticated monkey bars and the don't hurt yourself jungle gym, and we didn't have all that.
I'm not trying to cut you off, but did you know that I single-handedly broke this little kid's arm on that playground?
All right, well, hold off on that. We'll talk about that in a minute. But we had a balance beam that went up about 5 feet into a barrel that went down to another balance beam to another barrel. This is all 5 feet off the ground. Like 3 barrels and balance beams of 2x4s. And so Scotty was in barrel 2 with a very pungent odor coming from barrel 2.
His pants look a little puffy.
Yeah. And he's crying. I mean, bawling like a guy that shit his pants.
So y'all go outside to play.
Yeah.
He goes in barrel number 2
yeah,
to cry.
He's like, yeah, barrel 2 is good because I just took a number 2. Let's get in barrel 2. I'll just cry my shit blues away. So we walk up, and I'm like the sensitive guy, like as an elementary school, like first grader. And I'm like, Scotty, what's wrong, man? And he's crying. He's like, they're going to send me to a home. I don't think he said that, but it was something to that extent. They're like, they're going to beat me really good. Maybe a warning sign. I don't know what it was, but there was a consequence there.
Did we ever see Scotty again, or did he go to that home?
I think he turned up missing like when I was like 26.
So he didn't get sent to the shit home?
No. I don't know if he did or not. They probably sprayed him with a water bottle every 5 minutes. Stop shitting your pants. Stop it.
He's biting at the water like a dog.
All the while shitting his pants. It's counterintuitive. Counteractive stuff here going on. But no. I just remember getting to that barrel and he's like crying. I'm like, what's wrong? And he's like, there's a consequence, and he tells me what it is. And at the time, I was like, "Oh, that's major. What are you gonna do? You just shit your pants again?" I mean, you did it. You knew what it was gonna happen. He was like, "It was an accident. I didn't mean to." And he's like, "Can you promise not to tell anybody?" I was like, "Well, I mean," I wanted to be like, oh, first grade Richard just wanted to be like, "Well, I mean, I won't say anything, but I don't know how you're going to explain the odor that is seeping from your drawers right now, because it's pretty pungent. Like, if you notice, I'm standing outside the barrel. You're in the barrel. I'm out here. I'm talking into the barrel to you. There is an echo. There's a definite echo coming out of the barrel of your voice and the shit smell. It is echoing out." And he's like, "Would you just please not tell anybody?" "Yeah, I won't tell anybody, Scotty. I promise." And then like 5 seconds later, there's this kid named Tim. He goes, "Miss Hayes, Scotty shit his pants again." He didn't say shit, but he was like, Scotty pooped his pants again, Miss Hayes." And Scotty like hears it. He's like, it's just certain things you never forget. Like the wailing sound of somebody crying.
He's gonna get sent to the shit home. Please.
They go spray you with a hose every day. But I mean, just little stuff like that, I guess. You know. Why is it that kids cry like that? It's never like just a. It's never like a slow build. It's just. It's like a beagle
like
getting beat.
Like a Free Willy popping up out of the.
Imagine if you would have just like dropped a beagle out of a plane at 30,000 feet. The noise you would hear him make as he.
All right, Carly, here we go.
Like as he faded into the distance. That's the noise you hear. But oh yeah, that's my poop story. You have anything as far as pooping your pants?
I think I've already told all my personal poop stories.
Yeah. It's always kind of depressing when you poop your pants.
It's always ashamed. Like you could have done better.
You get that same
for yourself.
Thought, like that you get from like age 4 on. It's like, I thought I was over this.
Damn.
I didn't know corn could ruin boxers and pants and possibly a car seat.
I didn't know it stained concrete.
Yep.
It definitely does. Definitely.
So what else was on your list of stuff to talk about there? I know this wasn't it, but...
Are there any rules in comedy?
No. So that concludes P3 Radio this week. Move on to your question.
Dude, at some point this will.
Are there any rules in comedy, ladies and gentlemen? Are there any rules?
Well, what'd you have wrote down?
We already talked about everything. Here's a question. We always played the would you rather, or how much money would it take to do X? And it was always the same. How much money would it take for you to take a dick? You couldn't have that money. What if I give you $1 million? Well, how would I explain that I got the $1 million? What do you mean? Well, I got $1 million now, and I can't sit down. What do you mean? But that was always the thing in our homophobic childhood.
Yeah.
Like, how much money would it take for you to suck a dick? Are you offering right now?
So you're over that, and you came down to a certain amount, or you're still saying no?
I'm asking you how much it would take.
0.
Oh yeah, you gonna do it for free?
No.
Awesome.
There is no amount of money that can make me compromise my morality.
Really?
Really? Yes.
So $1 Million Man couldn't have any effect on you.
Like not sexually, no.
Nope. There would be no price. Like $30 billion.
Nope.
Really?
Really?
You wouldn't. What's the gayest you would go for money? Would you touch a dick?
Not like with a finger or something. Maybe
That's compromising. What's the difference in that?
Well, you just asked me how far I was going. I told you the limit. So that's not good enough for you.
How much would it take for you to touch one?
Like just a boop.
Yeah.
What day of the week is it? I mean,
How much? Just ballpark it.
what day of the week is it?
Tuesday. What the fuck does it matter?
Was it just a week where I got paid previously, or a week where my wife and me
No,
got paid?
we're just gonna say no financial situation. Just right now, somebody offers says, "Make me an estimate on you touching this," like a weird contractor. Hey, how much would it take for you to touch this on average?
I'm talking about just tip of just finger.
Well, you're really insecure on this. Come on,
I'm just telling you the way my brain's thinking.
just to give it a little flippity.
No, none of that. Nope. Either a barely kind of like Grandpapa used to touch the
an
end of your nose.
Just an underhand swipe.
I don't know.
It's just like a. How much would it take?
It'd be over $1,000 for sure.
You lowball in there.
Over. I said over. That could be fucking $50 million.
$1,200. You give me roughly a major house payment for 2 months, and I will swiftly upswipe.
I'll upswipe your cocker piece there. I don't know why you'd pay me that crazy amount of money for a swipe.
Imagine if that was your job. Josh, what do you do?
He's clean.
Josh, what do you do for a living? Well, I upswipe people's helmets. What do you mean, like football? No, the dick helmets. I mean, like the heads. It's kind of like, where the creases meet. I like upswipe that. What do you like? Do it once? No, I do it like twice a month.
Just to pay the bills.
Are you like a doctor? No, not a doctor.
I just know a weird guy with a whole lot of money. Hey, well, some people like to put on pantyhose and stomp on their balls.
Some people just like you to
upswipe them.
Yeah, upswipe.
Different strokes, different folks, so to speak.
And his stroke is the upswipe. He pays me like $1,200 a week to do it. Down swiping's extra. I don't know what you've heard, but no, I mean, so $1,200 you're upswiping a dick.
No, I didn't say that. You said that.
You said more than 1,000. I mean, you lowballed it like that on the lowball.
I'm just telling you greater than. I didn't say what the ceiling was.
Well, I'm saying how much money. We're talking brass tacks here. Dick out. Dick out. How much is it going to take for you to Like, that's what I'm saying. This millionaire walks up to you in a gym locker room and goes, "What's going to take for you to swipe up on his dick?"
I tell him go fuck himself. If he
and
approached
then he
me
says
like
1,200
that,
and you're like, "All right, whatever."
No.
Is this a weekly thing? Do I have to fill a W-2? What's going on?
1099. You're an independent contractor. You're on your own.
And then you get that embarrassing like tax form return where it's like, we have certified you as a dick up swiper. That's your current occupation.
Do they have a bunny ranch for that, or you on your own? It's just me.
What are you writing off? Well, I got this these gloves and That's pretty much it.
He uses squeegee whenever he gets excited.
But no, I always loved how that was where all the would you rather and how much money would it take you to do this. But
Well, I mean, it can get rather nasty when you just go to talk about morality.
yeah,
As far as I had this one guy that he was the boss of where I used to work. He had no morality whatsoever.
y'all want dick swipe me now or later? Never.
We used to have
Who wants overtime?
this
Here's
one
his
guy.
dick.
He's all,
I do that shit for a cigarette.
he was just one of them guys trying to be more disgusting than anyone else.
Well,
Fucking cigarette.
here's a menthol. Get the sucking.
It's the same guy that looked over at me one day, and we were hanging parts on the line to be ran through the washer and all this stuff. And he had a bad drunk the night before or whatever. He looks over at me and says, "I just shit on myself, and I don't even give a fuck." And he just kept working, and I was like, "That is so disgusting." I mean, I can't even. Dude, go home. Change britches. You're going to have a crazy rash at the end of the day. And plus, you smell. Either way.
Well, all right. I guess we need to make another generic exit. All right, so we're gonna end this.
Thank God. Fucking.
He speaks fluent Klingon. Backwards. The best story he's ever told was to himself. Of the two women he slept with in his life, one fell asleep. The other thought he was someone else. Dogs take him for walks. He is the world's most semi-interesting man.
I don't often smoke, but when I do, I only choose Vista Vapors.
Visit them today at tinyurl.com/P3Vista.
Keep it flavorful, my friends.
Well, the sound of that music means that we have reached the end of today's podcast. We'd like to thank everybody that was a part of P3 Radio today. And if they want to follow us on Facebook, Josh, what do they do?
Search Pop Poncho and you're bound to find us on there. Or you can go on YouTube and type in P3 Radio and you'll see several of our interviews on there. And if you want to go to Twitter, you can follow us at P3 Radio 1.
Well, once again, we'd like to thank everybody for joining us here for P3 Radio. For Josh Briley, I am Richard Buchan saying good night.